Okay, if I am going to make a Sandy Calder or Alexander Calder inspired piece of art, I have a lot of options, but one idea might be to use construction paper in primary colors and to cut out some shapes. So you can see I already cut one out here, but I can just kind of draw an organic shape. I'm using my pencil lightly in case I don't like the shape. I can adjust it. And then I will use my scissors and cut that shape out. And if you think about it, it's best to use the opposite side as the top when you glue it down in case you have any pencil marks left on there, and then the pencil marks won't show. They'll be on the same side as the paper, or they'll be on the back. Okay, so I have some shapes that are kind of Calder-esque. He likes to use organic shapes, and I am using them in the primary colors. I also have a black Sharpie, and I have a black paint stick. I will want to use black paint stick if I'm going to be coloring in an area with black, and I'll use the black Sharpie if I want to use lines. It's very important that you do not color over the black paint with a black Sharpie unless it's completely dry, or you will ruin the Sharpies, and these are costly, so we want them to last as long as possible. So I also have a glue stick, and I'm going to glue these shapes down on my paper. I think I'm only going to use 3 of them, but maybe I want to play with the arrangement. I don't know. You can pick what you like. You can mess around. We did learn about space and possibly overlapping objects. Calder likes to do that too. All right, I'm going to start with my blue. And you don't need to think too hard about this. Just go with what feels right to you. Uh-oh. See, I put the glue on the wrong side. You can see some lines there, but that's okay. I can erase those. And I think I'm going to overlap that just a little bit on top of my red one. And then I'm going to go ahead and erase my pencil line. Okay. Already this looks like something Calder would create. It reminds me of his art. So I'm going to take my black Sharpie and I'm going to outline my shapes in black just because I want to. So I can kind of feel the edge of the paper, and if I put my Sharpie right up against that, it helps me go around it and stay on the shape that I created. Okay, I'm going to go around the yellow one. And I went off the line a little bit right there, and that's okay. I can just make my line a little bit thicker so that I can cover that up. And then I'm gonna go around my red one like this. And maybe I want to have a black area over here on this side of the paper. So I might use my Sharpie to give myself an area to color in with my black paint stick. So maybe I want to make just a curve like that. And then I have my messy mat underneath me. I have my paint stick. This one was rolled up a little bit high. And then I'm going to color in this area with my paint stick. And remember, we go over our paint stick nice and dark so we don't see those white lines or white parts of the paper coming through. Move your paper around as you need to so that you can go right up to the edge. And if you notice, I'm using the side, the edge of the paint stick so that I can get close to my line without going over. I don't want to use the top like this because I don't get a small line. And I'm trying to be careful not to go past my Sharpie line. But if I do, just like over here, I can just go back over that with Sharpie and make it wider, but not until the paint dries, because we will ruin the Sharpies if we draw with them over wet paint. So please be very careful not to do that. See, I kind of went over a little bit there, and that's okay. I'll just leave it and I can fix that later after the paint is dry. Okay, so there's my black area, and then I have my 3 shapes. I'm going to put this red paper here just so that this stands out on the black paper. Okay, now I'm going to use my Sharpie. I'm going to make some lines. We saw that Alexander Calder likes to use repetitive lines, and I want to make some of those. So I'm going to go around the shape here, and I'm just starting randomly. I'm going to go around the shape of my yellow one, and I'm going to do that again. Okay, I could also make a spiral. We saw Calder make lots of spirals. I'm going to show you on this paper. If I were to add that in here, it would also look like something Calder would make. So I'm going to continue making some lines. I might make some on my blue part, and I want to leave some white space too until I feel like this looks nice and I'm done with it. And then I want to double check that my name is on the back before I place it on the drying rack if it has wet paint, or on the back table if it is dry.